Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top and we're going to bring others with us. So let's get this story started. Let's talk about Moniece Slaughter. She was over there on Hollywood Unlocked, and basically she was spilling the beans and telling what went down between her, Lil Fizz, and Apryl Jones and Omarion. So Moniece Slaughter was dating Lil Fizz, which is in the red, and they had a relationship for a period of time, and then they had a child together, which is Cameron, and now they've been on reality TV shows together, and it hasn't been a good look. And then we have Apryl Jones in the white dress. She's with Omarion. She has children by Omarion. She has 2 children by him, and basically she's been on social media, and she's also been a host on a Hollywood Unlocked show. But basically it seems like, from Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee is really not feeling Apryl Jones, and basically it seems like he don't really like her. He was throwing her under the bus too as well. I was like, what's going on? What is popping with this situation? So Moniece Slaughter got into it. I was like, OMG, here we go. Moniece Slaughter said, I'm only here because you asked me to be here too as well. And then on top of that, Jason Lee was like, I wanted to invite you to the show a long time ago, Moniece Slaughter, but Apryl Jones was here and she was, a host, and basically she said she didn't want to see you. She didn't want to say nothing to you, and if she see you, it's going to be on GP. So basically that's why Jason Lee did not have Moniece Slaughter come up to the show and interview. So I was like, okay, but Jason Lee, remember that interview you did about Moniece Slaughter with Tank? Tank really painted a very dark picture of Moniece Slaughter. Let me tell you that much. So anyways, moving on from that situation, we have Moniece Slaughter giving us some info, telling us that if you guys watch Marriage Boot Camp, that Lil Fizz was on a run from the police because he had a weed dispensary store in California. Basically, it was some things that he was actually supposed to have a building, but he was selling out of his home. So the law was looking for him. So that's why when Lil Fizz was on, Marriage Boot Camp, he wasn't really into it. He seemed like he didn't have a care in the world, and he was worried and concerned about something else, but he didn't care what was going on in the house, and basically he just wanted to have peace with the castmates. And it also explains why Lil Fizz, when he showed up to the show, Marriage Boot Camp, like everybody showed up in cars with all these license plates that were fancy and nice, and Lil Fizz came there walking with his bags because he was on the run from the popo. Lil Fizz is living dangerously. I was like, oh baby, you living dangerously. So we have that situation. I was like, OMG. And then also, Moniece Slaughter said that the reason Omarion does not care that Apryl Jones is actually with, Lil Fizz, or could possibly be pregnant, or they're living together, he does not care because he didn't even want a friendship. He did not want a friendship with Apryl Jones. And Omarion did not have a friendship with Apryl Jones, and Omarion did not have a friendship with Lil Fizz either too as well. So basically Moniece Slaughter saying, due to Omarion, dropping Apryl off and dropping Lil Fizz off and not having a emotional connection to him or a friendship or any type of relationship, they end up building a relationship, which is Apryl Jones and Fizz, and they end up, coming together for the disdain of Omarion because he left them behind and he forgot about them. And you already know that Omarion, he signed to, Maybach Music. I don't know if he's still signed to them. And then he was doing his own thing. He was doing his solo career, living his own life. And he didn't mention or bring up Apryl Jones at all. He was just too done with her after loving HipHopHollywood. When he was on the show for a little bit, he was like, nah, this ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna work out. And now we understand because, after seeing Apryl Jones, IG post and the way that she's been acting online and boasting about having a relationship with this celebrity, The Game, and all these celebrities in her DM, and then Lil Fizz and them two having a relationship, showing them being intimate towards each other, emotionally, on IG. Everybody was like, okay, she's doing all this like this for clout and saying all this other stuff. And she basically tried to act like she was an upstanding woman, and basically she had, morals, and she had a characteristic about herself where people, respected her. But now they're seeing the true side of Apryl Jones, which nobody else seen but Omarion, and that's why he ran away and he bounced and he didn't even want a friendship with her. Basically, they co-parent through somebody else. There's a mutual person in a situation that co-parent with Apryl Jones and Omarion. I was like, OMG, it's going down. I was like, whoa. And if you've seen how, Apryl, Jones was, how she's been online and portraying herself and just showing, having, just a really bad look, a really not so good look. And then seeing that she was telling Jason Lee, really not to have Monique Slaughter on the show, because if she did, it was going to be on GP. So it was like, OMG, it's going down. And then also, Monique Slaughter gave the insight about what was going on between Lil Fizz and Apryl Jones. Basically, when people was wondering who's that picture of Apryl Jones holding somebody's hand, Monique Slaughter said it's not my baby daddy, it's not Lil Fizz, because Lil Fizz is somewhere else with Cameron. And so come to find out that they've been together for a long time, they've been dating for a long time, but it's been on the low and nobody really cared about their relationship. That's what Monique said. But Monique Slaughter said that the problem that she had with Lil Fizz and Apryl Jones is they would bring Cameron in the situation. So Apryl Jones will be on the phone confronting Monique or asking about what she say about her, why she posting this, why she posting that, how come she got something to say, and arguing with Monique Slaughter in front of Monique's son, which is Cameron. And Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz will be in the room talking bad about Monique Slaughter and basically on the phone arguing with her and scaring Cameron, to making Cameron think that if mommy finds out about our relationship, if your mom, Monique Slaughter, finds out about our relationship, that we've been hanging, we've been on vacation together, where we live at, it's going to be a problem. You're probably not going to see me again, Cameron. It's going to be so chaotic. So basically, Apryl and Lil Fizz was filling Cameron's head with these things about his mother. And so that's why Monique Slaughter got involved, because she was upset because things was going on behind the camera. And behind the scenes was that but Lil Fizz and Apryl Jones was seeing each other, but Cameron was in the picture, because Cameron and Monique Slaughter and Lil Fizz or Drew both have joint custody, so they live with one parent this week, they live with the next parent that week. You know what I'm saying? So with that situation, Lil Fizz and Apryl Jones basically tried to tell the son, hey, listen, don't tell your mom this, keep secrets and stuff like that, from the mom, from Moniece, and from the grandmother and the grandfather on Moniece's side. And so Moniece felt like that's not right. Why are you putting a 9-year-old through that? Why are you putting him through that where he got to feel like he got to keep secrets? He can't say how his vacation went, where he was, and who he was with. That's not right to do that to a child, and definitely it's not right to do that to a child. But this is all allegedly, because this is Monique, Slaughter, side of the story. And then also she said that Lil Fizz and Apryl Jones moved down the street and around the corner from her house. Like, whoa, that is crazy. And then one night, Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz showed up to Monique's house to bring Cameron a book around like 12 midnight, and basically Monique Slaughter thought something was gonna pop off, because Apryl is basically controlling Lil Fizz and he does everything that she says, and basically she wants that smoke with Monique Slaughter. Monique was like, why you want the smoke? I don't even want Lil Fizz no more. I just want my child to have a normal life and not be in between you and Lil Fizz telling my son to keep secrets. Because once Monique Slaughter found out that Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz lived down the street and around the corner from her, sounds like some Wendy Williams shit, huh? So, Cameron is the one that told, Moniece. And then after that, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then Moniece was like, they was walking, oh, where do daddy and, such and such live? He was like, I can't tell you that. You got to ask daddy. It's not your business. I was like, OMG, they're putting this little boy through enough. And you already know, Cameron went through enough with, Monique Slaughter and her relationship with AD, how they was going back and forth in the arguments that they were having. And you had AD talking about that all Monique Slaughter does is sleep all day. She doesn't take good care of Cameron, and she does, and AD was like, she takes good care of Cameron, and then you got Monique Slaughter saying that, Lil Fizz is not taking good care of Cameron because Cameron came home from a vacation with Apryl Jones and Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz, and he had bruises, and then Cameron was not able to tell Moniece or Monique Slaughter or, his grandmother on Monique's side and grandfather, that what happened to him, that, he got a spanking from his father, but it was a spanking that left bruises. And so, you know, they was about to have a sit down to tell Fizz that you can't keep telling, you know, Cameron not that he can't tell this person and this, you know, his close family members or people that in his inner circle that raised him, that when someone does something wrong with him or something that he can't talk to them, like he can't share, you know, what's going on in his life with them when they're basically raising him and supporting him and taking care of him, and he needs to have a safety net where there's a group of adult people that he can talk to. And so they're supposed to have that sit down, but I don't know if it actually happened. So I was like, OMG. Then on top of that, Moniece Slaughter also talk about Apryl Jones selling that Pukani, that Punani, and all that other good stuff. And then you had Apryl Jones minute on IG that she does sell the kitty cat bar. So it is what it is. And then on top of that, she also dished on Lil Fizz, you know, living with his mother, couch surfing and living back and forth with Apryl Jones. And right now, Lil Fizz didn't have a place to stay, a stable environment, a stable home, but he was making some money when he was on Marriage Boot Camp, but that's a couple of years ago. I mean, a year ago, right? And changed when it was filmed. And then on top of that, he was on a run. And then like the tour that they just recently did with B2K, he made some money. He gave it all to Apryl and all this other stuff. So she was like, this is what's going on, but I don't care. Omarion doesn't care about Lil Fizz dating, you know, Apryl Jones, because Omarion already cut ties with Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz. They only do business together, and that was that tour that they did. And it is what it is. And then Moniece Slaughter says she doesn't care, but her name is being brought up in the situation, so she got to talk. And plus, Jason Lee invited her to talk about the whole history of everything that went down between Moniece Slaughter, and you know, and her mental illness too as well, and then also what went on with Lil Fizz, with Apryl Jones, and what went on with Omarion, and all the stuff that happened on Love and Hip Hop when, you know, Jason Lee was on there. So basically he wanted to catch up with her because he couldn't catch up with her because Apryl Jones did not agree to have Moniece Slaughter on the show, because if she was on the show, she was going to catch that, you know what, GP on site, baby. So it is what it is. So you guys tell me what you think about this situation. I think it's going to be crazy. Omarion is supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. April's supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Moniece Slaughter is going to be there. Lil Fizz is going to be there. So it's going to be going down, baby.